Die Aufnahme läuft. Ich werde in einer Minute auch die Zuschauer reinlassen.
Hallo, seht ihr mich schon? Hallo, Kerstin. Ja, siehst du mich?
Ich lasse jetzt die Zuschauer ein. So, die ersten Zuschauer sind da.
Per, ich lasse das Video laufen. Per, kannst du mich hören?
Ja, ich höre dich.
Ich habe hier eine Herausforderung, dass ich das Video nicht abspielen kann bei Erweitert.
Warum nicht?
Das wüsste ich auch gerne.
Der Livestream läuft. It didn't work out with the video. I'm so sorry, but nevertheless, we want to start right now. And so I'm starting the session. Welcome to all of you. I am Per Holm, President of the German Sommelier Association, and I'm very honored to welcome all of you at this very special event. It is the very first sake pairing contest. For this, several associations worked closely together. JSS, the Japan Sake and Sushu Makers Association. Welcome to Mr. Utsunomiya, who will also welcome you in a moment. The three national and regional sommelier associations of the involved areas. Sommelier Union Austria, welcome Annemarie Feudel, I saw you already around here. Sommelierverband Deutschschweiz, salut Aurélien Blanc. Sommelier Union Deutschland, represented by myself. The Sake Embassy, Germany, represented by Jörg Müller, also helped us very much. And for sure, last but not least, Ueno Gourmet and the Sake and Sushu Academy Europe, who also organized the entire event. Thank you, Yoshiko, and your entire team for this fantastic work. When we started to discuss about the contest, we were thinking, hoping, dreaming of some 20 to 30 candidates. In the end, 64. Let me repeat, 64 candidates registered, of which 61 submitted their pairing in time. Incredible. A big thank you also to the entire jury, which will be presented by its head, Alex Koblinger, later on. We all had to judge 61 dishes and pairings. Doing so, I often enough got a watery mouth. I wanted to have the dish right in front of me, not only a piece of paper. As we have a tight schedule, the candidates are becoming nervous, and you out there, the audience, is curious to see what will happen. I pass on the word to Mr. Utsunomiya from JSS.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. From Tokyo, I'm Hitoshi Utsunomiya, Director of Japan Sake and Shochu Makers Association. We thank you very much for joining the program today. And I also would like to thank the cooperation partners, especially Sommelier Union Germany and Austria, and all project staff for this wonderful opportunity. Let me introduce our organization, the JSS, briefly. JSS was founded in 1953. In Japan, there are about 1,400 sake breweries and 300 shochu distilleries, and nearly all of them are members of our association. So, on behalf of our member producers, our aim is to introduce the joy of sake and shochu to people all over the world. And this is a great opportunity for that. I know the pandemic is still strongly interfering our lives. Brewing in Düsseldorf cannot be held this year. We can't travel freely from one country to another. But the virus could not interrupt our friendship. It is very exciting. This would be the first time a sake pairing event has been held. And we got so many participants. We hope that this will increase people's interest in sake pairing. I am so looking forward to seeing everyone's creation. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Koblinger. I'm humbled and honored to speak to you in the name of our fantastic jury, what we're having in this first sake pairing contest. So I'm streaming here from Salzburg. I say big thank you to the kind words of Per to Germany, and as well, thank you so much joining us from Tokyo in Japan, Mr. Utsunomiya. It was fantastic to see you and hear you, and I'm curious as you to see and listen what our participants have to offer us, offer the jury, what we are going to see. First of all, I would like to introduce or to explain the rules. Afterwards, the jury as well, my colleagues, briefly to introduce them. So the rules were, as Per said, we received over 120 dishes in the first round. So we are 8 people of us on the jury, on the panel. So we split the jury in 2 groups, in an A and a B team, which were each with 4 members of us. And each of the 2 dishes and sake pairings what we received from our participants, from the candidates, were separated in group 1 and group 2. So basically, every single candidate was judged and examined and marked by each member of the jury. So we were sitting at home, as Per said, mouth-watering, and say, oh my God, I would love to eat this. I would love to taste this combination. It's amazing. And to judge over 120 pairings of this. So we had strict rules. So all the candidates received 5 sakes in front of, had to choose 2 of them, and then put in the 2 dishes and sake pairings, which I mentioned in the second. Afterwards, we had a jury meeting and we put together our points. Everybody was collected, and out of it came 5 in the first places. Of course, some of them or 1 have to win or be on the first places. Until this moment, really until this moment, when the jury or the panel decided, okay, this is our first 5 in the first row, as it was. At this point afterwards, we knew who was standing actually behind the figures. Until this moment, nobody in the jury had even a clue who signed in, who participated, which sommelier, which barman, which chef, which maître. So we had all different kinds, and then we saw, oh wow, it's amazing. So who actually joined in? We had really so many participants from Germany, we had it from Switzerland, we had it from Austria. As Per mentioned, 64 altogether, was mind-blowing, as we're expecting 20, 25 at most. And as you can see, sake is definitely a big thing already here in Europe. So these were the rules for the first round. So we had our 5 finalists. The 5 finalists, only to mention it one more here, in no particular role, is Marie-Helen Krebs will join us later on, Paul Valentin Fröhling. We will see as well Maximilian Steiner from Obergurgel, Kevin Wüttrich, and Benjamin Zimmerling. These 5 finalists were by chance, a random generator was signed to a certain sake. So we had these 5 sake, and we had this in a random generator. We had the 5 candidates in the random generator. So each name was connected with 1 sake. This sake was sent to them, and the finalists had time until yesterday noon to put in their pairing, their explanation on paper in English to see it for us. If one of these final candidates would have chosen or would have selected by chance the same sake than he was using in the first round, he is not allowed to show us or present us the same dish. So basically, he had to create something completely new, as the others as well. We will see in a few seconds, Per will put in now afterwards the 5 names of the final candidates, again in a random generator. And at this point, we will know who will start first, second, third, fourth, and 5th. Until now, nobody knows who will start the presentation and who will be in the middle or who will be in the end. So it's the same chance for everybody. The final must be streamed in English. So we see all of it in English, and we would love and we will have the chance to listen from the guest side how the candidates will present us the sake, the dish, and very importantly, the combination of both. Why is it working? With textures, which flavors, how works the acidity, the alcohol. So I'm really looking forward. And if you've not had a bite yet, take one, a bite afterwards, because it's definitely will get mouth-watering. We will see. The candidates have 7 minutes left to present it online. We will have Per will say, we start now. Then the clock is running. So from this point on, 7 minutes. And Per will jump in if is 1 minute left. We will hear 1 minute left. So everybody has the same chance. We start now, 1 minute left. Okay. If anybody would go over the 7 minutes, we will be cut off exactly with 7 minutes and will not be counted afterwards because we can't listen to it anymore. After the 5 candidates, the jury will go in a separate room and come together and figure out, put together the numbers, and then we will see first, second, third, or you see who came up with the combination together. Briefly introduce you this fantastic jury in which we're having in the panel. We're having, I think I'm not mistaken, all sake samurais in the German speaking part of the world. So it's 3 of us. We're having master of wine, we're having master sommelier, we're having world champion, 2 world champion from the ASI, we're having Maître d' 3-star Michelin, we're having so really journalists, so really fantastic panel. But to start with the first one, we're having Julia Pleintinger, which is Maître d' in the 3-star of Christian Bauer, Victor's Fine Dining, who is working on a daily basis with sake, putting on the guest, being on the table, recommending it, and holding as well the JSA Sake Diploma, high diploma in sake. Fantastic, fantastic, then you can join us. Second is Yoshiko. Yoshiko Ueno-Müller is a sake samurai and of the Sake and Sushi Academy in Europe. So definitely thanks Yoshiko to put us together and to having this great opportunity to be part of this jury panel. Then we're moving on for Marc Almer. Marc is joining us from Switzerland. Paulak, he's working chef sommelier and the current world champion from the ASI. So big thank you, world champion, for joining us, and I'm really looking forward to see what you think about the combinations and the creations we get. Second world champion in the panel, Marcus Del Monego, is joining us from Germany, as well sake samurai and a master of wine. As you can see, so it's a very good panel so far. Next of it would be Frank Kemmer. Frank Kemmer, master sommelier himself. He is as well holding the certificate sake sommelier from the ASS, from the Sake Association, and he's working a lot in the Asian part of the world. So he's bringing his figures and his opinion from this side in, and fantastic, Frank, that you can join us. Then we have in Per, which we saw already. He's the president of the German Sommelier Union, and amazing to have him aboard. And Per is really traveling the world, educating, briefing, sitting a lot in Germans as well, involved in the ASI. Per, amazing that you're joining us. And last but not least, Sascha Speicher. Sascha, I'm not sure if I know a second journalist which knows as much about food and wine pairing, sake and food pairing in the world of wine. You know so many sommeliers, you know all the restaurants, and you know really a lot. And he will write about it in the Sommelier magazine, where he's the chief editor about it from the Meiningers Verlag. So as you can see, very nice panel. Myself as well, Sake Samurai, what you're having here, Master Sommelier. And yeah, so far, I'm really looking forward. You know now the finalists, you know the rules, you know our fantastic panel, which you will meet in a few seconds. As we received so many fantastic pairings in the beginning, or in the first round, we decided to put in some special prizes. So we put together 8 different prizes in 8 categories, and one of each, or one of the panel member will highlight one, tell us the prize, which was one of it. So I think the next one would be Per. We're getting now the random generator, so we know who will start first, second, third, as I said, in the final. Then we will have the special prizes, so the candidates can brief 2 minutes through, and then we move on. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Alex. So here we go again with the randomizer. I just shared my screen. You see up here the 5 names of the finalists. We have in alphabetic order Paul Valentin Fröhling, Marilene Krebs, Maximilian Steiner, Kevin Wüthrich, and Benjamin Zimmerling. Now I just have to click here and the randomizing is running. So here we go. The first one will be Marilene Krebs, the second one Maximilian Steiner, then Paul Valentin Fröhling, Kevin Wüthrich, and Benjamin Zimmerling is the last one to start. And to have a little look at the team, the jury, I'll play a short video. Okay, here we're back. So let's go back to Alex.
So here we go. Julia Brenninger will now go on with the first special prize or special award in the sake crossover. Please, Julia, tell us who won it and who is it?
First of all, I want to tell you that I'm still overwhelmed about this huge number of participants in this competition. I'm very happy that we can count so many sake lovers here in our German-speaking regions. We had a lot of great pairings to see, so I'm very proud and honored to announce the first winner of a special prize in the category sake or crossover, who will get 3 bottles of my personal most favorite sakes. It's a pairing of a venison dish with entasake shoku. This dish combines European products with sake, which enhances the umami taste of chanterelles as well as the unique taste of venison. Congratulations, Stephanie Hehn.
Super. Perfect. Thanks so much, Julia. Thanks for joining the panel. We'll see us later on in our secret room, I would say. We'll see. Moving on, we have Yoshiko. Yoshiko, you having sake meets grand cuisine. What's behind this title? Who won it and what does he get? Or he, she, we will see.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, all pairings are very nice and very unique. It is, we have some difficulty to choose just some 5 finalists. And but my most of impressed for me is authentic European cuisine. So then pairing with sake. Therefore, my award, special award is going Maximilian Wilm. Oh. Maximilian Wilm, this is a white paper, and Maximilian Wilm is a champion, or then the best sommelier in Germany, and he's also then going to the European sommelier contest in November. I'm very honored that they give my prize. It's a voucher of the Sake Shochu Academy Europe. So his harmony with Le Ragout, the Dia Ragout, is the spätzle and caramelized apple, walnuts, carrot. It is a very typical, authentic German and so then European cuisine, and then very so then a little bit heavy and savory taste. And but he writing so then the Dasai 45 is a little bit fruity and good umami bedded and the nice fresh wind to this heavy dishes. Thank you very much, Maximilian Wilm, and arigato.
Thank you so much, Yoshiko. Thank you so much. As you can see, first 2 special prizes, Master Sommelier and Best Sommelier of Germany. So wow. So we had some fun, really honestly amazing entries and really mind-blowing. Okay, we are moving now to Switzerland. Mark, you are with me. I hope you are fine. So, Mr. World Champion, who won Sake Surf and Turf, and what does he win? Please.
Thank you, Alex, and cheers to everybody, and grüezi from Zurich, where I'm tuning in. Before I give away the prize, I would like to say congratulations to all the candidates, not only the finalists. It really was a very, very tight-knit result, and it was amazing to see so much passion and really inspiring dishes. And I hope all of you had such a good breakfast like I had today, because otherwise the next 2 hours will be difficult. The next prize will be going to Austria, and it's a dish category which I really enjoy, surf and turf. It was a very special dish made by Tobias Schneider from Hotel Jagdhaus Monbazon. And congratulations, Tobias. I know you won't need it for sake bottles, but we'll be sending you one of my personal corkscrews from Chateau Laguiole, maybe for a wine bottle once in a while. And now we can see what wonderful pairing you created. It's a surf and turf dish based on langostino and veal tongue with many other things in the dish. There's some melon, there's some pistachio, there's some jalapeno mayonnaise. So a dish with a lot going on, which is great to eat and makes the mouth water, but can be challenging for a beverage because it needs to fit to all parts and the combination of all parts. And I think that Terurigawa was a great choice for that. So congratulations, Tobias.
Super. Congratulations, Tobias, from my side as well. Super, super dish, surf and turf. Next one in the round on the panel, one partner, Marcus Del Monego. Marcus Del Monego will join us now, I think, from Germany. He is in Germany. Master of Wine, Sake Samurai, World Champion of the ASI 98, and you having pizza for sake. Sounds fantastic. Which pizza, which sake, and why, and who? Please, Marcus.
First of all, thank you very much to all participants, surprising us with really mouth-watering matches. Great stuff, from high cuisine all the way to everyday cuisine. And I thought pizza for sake, that's a great idea, because pizza is an everyday dish. And pizza for sake proves that you can have a glass of sake every day of your life. So it matches all the situation, and therefore, this prize goes to Sarah Debbisch, who joins us from Austria. And I hope she's listening to us, because her pizza bianca was a very, very original, very thoughtful interpretation of what you can do with pizza, with different components. And you know, when you read the text, when you look at the picture and you see the bottle, you would like to leave the place here, go to eat it and to taste it, because it's a wonderful thing to experience. So hopefully one day we will have the chance to share it together. And my prize is a personal bottle, because there was one wine, this wine brought me into the world of gastronomy, and it's a 1970 Assmannshäuser Höllenberg, an auction wine from Kloster Eberbach. And without this wine, I would never have become a sommelier. I would never have entered the gastronomic area. So therefore, it's a part of my history. And okay, it's wine, it's not sake, but when you have every day a glass of sake, every second day you can also have a glass of wine.
Thanks so much, Marcus and Sarah. A fantastic prize and superb dish, superb dish. Next will come up is Per. Per will have sake and washoku. So Per, what was your favorite? What was your impressions of the dishes? I mean, you said already something in the intro. Personally, I was overwhelmed what we received and all the ideas what we got in the pairing combinations.
Yes, thank you for letting me also give a prize. It was extremely difficult to find somebody because there were so many fantastic dishes. But I think as German association, we chose Shoto Atatsuka, I hope I pronounced it correct, from Mother Japanese Cuisine in Frankfurt in Germany, because it was a perfect pairing between the Urakasumi sake number 12 and the block salsified manju. It was just fantastic. And just to let you know, Shota is not only an expert in sake, he is also certified sommelier of the Chamber of Commerce in Germany. So he really has a broad knowledge. And I think this is the perfect way to work in the restaurant. And therefore, we want to invite him to our sommelier campus, which will be held on 27th and 28th of June this year in Würzburg. That will be 2 days of a lot of workshops, meeting people, and a lot of networking. So you are really invited with overnight stay to come to our sommelier campus this year. Welcome.
Thanks so much, Per. Congratulations, Shota. Amazing prize to over, like Per said, networking. So you need some people who can give you a hand, give some ideas, bring in. So we're moving in, if you know people, Frank Kemmer, Master Sommelier, working a lot in Asia, and you have Italy meets Nippon. What's behind this? What's the dish behind this? And who won it? Frank, please.
Yes, that is really a special prize, and it really surprised me myself very much. You know, until recently, it was an absolutely no-go. It was out of my imagination to have a liaison of Japanese and Italian culinary cultures. But we all in the jury, we learned so much during this competition, and we found one special example that showed us how you can easily shift frontiers or overcome frontiers in the culinary world, and that was the pairing that Adrian Hudima of Namami restaurant in Munich showed us, and he presented a traditional Italian dish, which is an involtini served with pasta. And they did some really interesting, smart alteration to that traditional Italian cooking. For instance, instead of the traditional white wine sauce, they prepared a sake cream with it. And instead of the Italian pasta, they used homemade soba noodles, Japanese noodles. So it's really surprising how you can pair traditional Italian food along with sake. And to be honest, I'm still not 100% convinced that this pairing really works perfectly, but it made me very curious. I really want to taste it. I really want to try it. And isn't that what sommelier profession is all about? Making the customer curious, helping the customer to face new horizons, to overcome culinary frontiers. And that's why I'm very happy to announce this winner for this prize. And that prize goes with a set of Riedel sake glasses, sponsored by the Riedel Spiegelau Nachtmann company, who are, as we all know, always great supporters of culinary culture and the sommelier profession. So Adrian, well done. I'm looking forward to have that dish in your restaurant soon.
Super. So Frank, I will come with you. We have to go to Munich once we can go. Well, it sounds amazing. So it's my role now, so nobody comes into the picture for the second. So I'm working with sake quite a while now as well in Austria and matching it with final food. And I'm having the sake infusion was my part basically. And I was amazed by the dish from Melanie Hetzel from Bonn. She put us together Matjes, soya, wasabi, Cappuccina, cress, apple, onion chutney, and hazelnut. So really highly interesting flavors which are coming together, and as well textures. Never forget in a sake and food pairing, the textures of this. If you think the oiliness, the creaminess of a Matthias, as well the saltiness which comes through, and it has a texture on the palate, and it goes a little bit on your palate and closing it a little bit. So you need some acidity, you need some freshness, and you're having the chutney with the vinegar and as well the hazelnuts, which bring in the umami. So an amazing combination. And to put this together, the Matthias with the shoyu and this, and my highlight definitely, or one of my highlights, I can't really pick out one. I had only one category, and that's what I picked, and I really loved it. And Melanie, congratulations. The prize will be, or is, you will join us, speaking now for Döllerer, you will join us for our Heimspiel. So you will get the whole day, you will the voucher will come, first of all, with a magnum of Lallier Champagne, which comes per mail to you. And the voucher includes, like I said, the Heimspiel, which starts early morning or 10 o'clock with a podium discussion on our castle. And the theme will be Klimaerwärmung, cool climate, Schnee von gestern. Schauen wir mal. Afterwards, you're having lunch in Wirtshaus. In the afternoon, you have an open table tasting with, I think, 60, 65 wineries, which are personally there on the place. And then in the evening, we will like you to join us for the dinner, which is a gala dinner. And with each dish, we get 3 different wines, or sake, or non-alcoholic, to see which it works, and all presented by the wineries, the sake producers, or vice versa. So you only have to come to us, and that's it basically. And I think it will be a fun day. Melanie, congratulations, beautiful. Next of all, I will go Sascha. Sascha Schweicher, like I said, journalist from the Sommelier magazine for the Meininger Verlag in Germany. Sascha, I know you a while now. And I know you know so many sommeliers. I know you know so much about wine, sake, non-alcoholic, and pairings. You're having this amazing sommelier summit, which is already legendary in Germany, or a German-speaking part. And how do you think about this whole competition, or what came out to you from the point of journalism? And I have to say as well that you will make a story, I think, in the next magazine, the next issue as well. Please, Sascha.
Thank you, Alex. Hello, everybody. Dear sake makers, dear candidates, it has been an honor for Meininger Sommelier to be media partner of this competition. So many great pairings, and the enthusiasm of the candidates are inspiring. And I'm really looking forward to write about you and your pairings in our next issue, but perhaps in more than the next issues, because there's so many things to think about and new inspiring. So there has to come a bit of it in the next issues. My prize, veggie and sake, with this visually stunning combination of young vegetables and anti-sake soku, Shazza Telukta, I hope we will see him, will take the hearts, especially of the younger guests, by storm and bring them in touch with the fantastic sake world. Everyone who knows me knows that sparkling wines are playing a big role for me, especially, but not only, in food and beverage pairing. So it's a good thing that Shazad, to whom I am able to present the special prize for his excellent veggie and sake pairing, has also a big heart for sparkling wines, as I know. Dear Shazad, I hope you will enjoy experimenting to find creative pairings with Shishiken sake, sparkling champagne, and Louis Linster's delicious dark cuisine. Congratulations to you, and by this opportunity, good luck for all candidates in the final now. I'm very curious.
So super. So we got our 8 special prizes, and I think, yeah, I'm getting hungry now already. So we will start now in a few seconds with Marie-Helen Grapes. I will hand over to Per Per, please take over with the candidates with, as you said, 7 minutes, time is running, 1 minute left. We can see already a very sharp clock on the left corner of Per over there, so very strict. And also my fellow members in the jury, the panel, get your pens, be concentrated, and off we go, I would say. Please, Per.
Okay, Marilyn Krebs to start with. From Restaurant Luce d'Oro, the gourmet restaurant of Schloss Elmau, about 100 kilometers south of Munich in Germany. A Michelin-starred cuisine combining Japanese and French influences. Marilyn Krebs was drawn for the sake Dasai 45. For this, she submitted the dish carabinero, crustacean bisque, kimchi, rice cream, coriander. Now it's your turn, Marie-Helene. You have 7 minutes to go, starting right now. Marie-Helene, you have to unmute yourself.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, we'll start again.
I'm delighted to present you today the Dasai Sake 45 with my favorite food pairing. First, I would like to introduce you to the sake. The Dasai 45 is a delicate Junmai Daijinju. This is the highest level of sake can get. It comes from the Asahi Juzu from the Yamaguchi prefecture, which is on the south tip of the main island Honshu. It is made from premium Yamada Nishiki rice with a polishing ratio of 45%. This means it is milled down to 45% to remove impurities such as fat and protein. This is a far higher standard than legal regulation demands. This extremely small polishing ratio, which also causes cool and slow fermentation, creates the refined and typical ginger fragrances and a sense of clarity and delicateness. In the nose, we have pronounced flavors of exotic fruits such as pineapple, mandarin, but also white flower and pear. On the palate, expressive with a moderate sweetness coming from the 16% of alcohol content. It is perfectly balanced, light-bodied with a mild acidity. The alcohol the alcohol carries the flavors, but it's perfectly integrated and gives a wonderful crispy bite in the finish. A touch of aniseed and rose flavors causes a soft bitterness in the aftertaste and gives a lingering finish. From the first sip, it appeals to all your senses and is for me a wonderful pairing with the following dish created by Christoph Reiner. So the dish is called carabiniero with the crustacean bisque, kimchi, coriander, and rice cream. Now I would like to go on to explain the dish in more detail. When I first tasted the dish, when I first tasted this delicate Junmai Daijinju, my mind went directly to superb dish with wonderful crustaceans. Perfect matches like this can be stimulating and refreshing indeed, and that's why I followed my intuition. The starting point is a firm carabiniero with a sweet and discreet umami taste. The creamy bisque has a balance between sharpness, acidity, and crustacean flavor. The lukewarm and al dente kimchi has similar flavors, but is different in texture. To compensate the sharp and sour elements, we have a mild and soft rice cream and a subtle coriander cream. The fruitiness of and the soft sweetness of the sake creates a counterpart full of character who both balances the spiciness and animates the fruity character of the sake at the same time. The fruit flavors of the sake are also supported by yuzu and mikan used in the dish. Therefore, I just want to explain the dish a little bit more. The carabiniero is a queen of king prawn and with a ruby red color. It comes from a cool deep sea area in the Atlantic Ocean from a depth about 700 to 800 meters. It is incomparable in taste. It has a wonderful firm bite, and it's aromatic with a soft sweetness and nutty flavors. The Carbonero itself is without shell, tenderly roasted with crustacean oil and served with a mild flavored crustacean bisque. Here it's special seasoned with sake, yuzu, mikan, a kind of Japanese mandarin, but also coriander, ginger, and some chili, as well as some spicy kimchi served as salad and maki roll. The specialty is that the sweetheart's cabbage is not fermented, but marinated with yuzu and mikan. This is rather different to the traditional kind of kimchi, supplemented with a rice cream, which is made with coconut milk, lemongrass, and a mild coriander cream. Here's to say that it's not dominant in the coriander taste flavor. On top, there are rice, chili, and crustacean tapioca chips, which give the nice crunchy mouthfeel, and some yuzu mikan zest. So you see, all in all, it's the dish just demands for something inspiring. And this was the reason I was thinking about the Dasai 45. So you see, an enormously thrilling experience on the palate can be shown, which refreshes and demands more. Both are equal partners and with character that pushes each other. I would suggest a drinking temperature of 10 to 12 degrees centigrade and a champagne glass to reduce the alcoholic sensation on the one hand, but also highlight the fruity character of the sake on the other side. Additionally, the different temperature of food and sake underlines the gorgeous and expressive mouthfeel. Additionally, the different temperature of food and sake underline makes it very special. I hope my creative suggestion makes you curious to enjoy.
1 minute left.
I hope my creative suggestion makes you feel curious to enjoy this unique and exciting pairing. Kampai.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. You even made it in less than 7 minutes. So thank you for that combination. And we continue with Maximilian Steiner. Maximilian Steiner from Steiner Hotelbetriebe, Tirol, Austria. 2 sibling hotels surrounded by the Tyrolean Alps and renowned for indulgent fine dining, combining international and regional cuisine. Maximilian Steiner was drawn for the sake Terorigawa u Yoshidugara. Sorry if I don't pronounce it perfectly. For this, he submitted the dish swordfish, cucumber, piopino, broad bean, and miso glass. Now it's your turn, Maximilian. You have 7 minutes time. Don't forget to unmute yourself. The 7 minutes start right now.
Good afternoon and a warm welcome from my side as well. My name is Maximilian Steiner and I'm coming from Obergurgl, as you just said, in Tyrol, in the western mountainous part of Austria. And with great pleasure today I will present a pairing of Terorigawa Yoshidagura 2018 paired with a Kaga cuisine dish, which is the name of the local cuisine in the Ishikawa prefecture. Same prefecture where the sake is coming from as well. But later a bit more, I will start it off with a small intro about the producer, the region and the background. And then we have a closer look at the product itself in the glass before I explain my pairing at the end. The Terorigawa is located on the Terori River in the prefecture of Ishikawa. But where is this? This is in the western part of Japan, so along the Japanese Sea. There the brewery runs 2 separate kuras, while the first one is Terorigawa, which focuses on traditional styles and traditional tastes, while the second one is Yoshidagura, where we take a closer look this afternoon. At Yoshidagura, the central stage takes the 3 local ingredients. So number 1, the water, which comes down from Hakusan Mountain, which means translated white mountain, and brings slightly harder water down because it's snow melting water. Additionally, number 2 is the rice variety, is Ishikawa rice with a milling rate from 50 to 60% from small local farmers. Number 3, and very important, is the Kanazawa Kobo, which is known as yeast number 14 and used since the mid-90s, so not that long. Altogether, the 3 ingredients made in the traditional Yamahai method produce a quite unique style of Junmai. But what is the Yamahai method? It can be described in an easier language to produce a very clean, a traditional style of sake, just made from the 3 main ingredients, so water, rice, and yeast, without the addition of lactic acid bacteria. Yamahai sakes are produced in small vats at lower temperatures, but over a longer period of time, up to 1 month. And the result is a very fresh product, a very fresh sake with gentle acidity and a very soft, approachable texture. Additionally, very exciting about this Junmai is the art of terroir concept, which is lived there. This helped gaining GI status in 2016. GI is a similar geographical protection as we have it for the wine here in Europe. And it is so special because only 4 more breweries were able to gain this status in the Ishikawa prefecture. The climate there is quite cool and have some breezes from Japanese Sea again. But now we have a closer look at the product in the glass. The Junmai shows a crystal clear color with some light green reflexes, and sometimes there might be some very little but harmless sediments because the sake is not charcoal filtered. On the nose, it shows a pronounced nose with a potpourri from tropical fruits such as ripe papaya, some lychee, some banana, but also some yellow apple and a spicy muscat note, which is typical for the yeast strain number 14. On the palate, the sake is dry, but it definitely reflects or confirms some sweetness on the tongue with a light fine sweetness and some residual sugar. There is also a very fresh, lively acidity, which adds kind of a citrusy pink grapefruity character on the aftertaste on the palate. The Junmai has a long finish, which is definitely full of minerality on the tongue, and it's coarse with its smooth, clean softness, which is typical for the Ishikawa Mon rice variety. For me, it makes a very approachable sake for new triers, but also shows some great complexity for advanced drinkers or for advanced pairings. I would serve it at Hana heat temperature, which is approx 10 to 12 degrees, and would use a Gabriel wine glass to offer the sake a wider surface to let the flavors develop. But now we head into the most important thing, the pairing, of course. The pairing, which I was said at the beginning, comes from the Kaga cuisine. Kaga cuisine stands for very fresh fish, again due to the proximity to the sea, but combined with fresh green vegetables and some earthy mushroomy component. That's why I would serve today a swordfish with cucumber and piopini mushrooms and a 2 some of broad beans. First of all, the fish, the swordfish, is marinated with a mix of dashi, some soya sauce, some lemongrass, ginger, and a bit of chili. Then it's kept in a vacuum bag for several hours to put the flavors onto the fish before it is grilled short and softly to keep still some fine texture in the core, but also some spiciness on the outside. There, the gentle residual sugar of Yoshidagura helps to soften the spiciness of the marinade, but also balances the salty taste of the swordfish on the palate. Then the cucumber pieces are glazed in a brew of cucumber juice, some ginger ale, some sweet maple syrup, and butter to show a perfect harmony of acidity and sweetness and bring a light sparkle from the ginger ale. For the earthy component, we have the piopini mushrooms, which are crisp and have a firm texture and kind of an earthy, peppery aftertaste on the backside of the palate. There, the moderate alcohol of 13 and the cool drinking temperature again doesn't increase the peppery taste, but produce again with the gentle sweetness around feeling on the palate. Then we have the 2 some of broad beans, which consists some glazed pieces and a slightly sweet cream, which improves the harmony due to a gentle acidity of the Yoshidagura Junmai. Then the sauce, which you can see, is a miso glass, which is based on the same dashi which was used on the swordfish, but before serving it was refined with a miso paste, some ginger and some lime zest, and this is in a very high content of amino acid, which guarantees an extraordinary umami experience on your palate when you taste it together with the sake.
1 minute left.
The Yoshidagura Junmai could theoretically also be consumed at a warmer drinking temperature, but for me, not on this pairing because it would have a negative impact as it just would increase the peppery note of the mushrooms and the spiciness on the palate. What I love in this pairing is the simplicity of these down-to-earth products, especially the green vegetables. And it is kind of a connection of two regions which are quite far away from each other, but definitely have some similarities, cultural and climate-wise. And that's why I think it definitely fits perfect to our alpine mountain cuisine at 2,000 meters elevation in Obergurgl, somewhere in a ski region in Austria. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maximilian. Also saved a little bit of time. Thank you. So the next one will be Paul Valentin Fröhling from restaurant Paulisaal in Berlin, Germany. Michelin-starred French cuisine interpreted in a modern way. Paul Valentin was drawn for the sake Urakasumi number 12. For this, he submitted the dish seared smoked eel, sauteed black salsify, nashi pear and rhubarb, brown butter, miso foam. Now it's your turn. Dear Paul, you will have 7 minutes time starting right now.
Thank you very much and hello to everyone. Today I would like to present to you my pairing of the Urakasumi 12 together with a dish of the seared smoked eel. The Urakasumi 12 is a Junmai Ginjo sake, which means that compared to Ginjo, there is no added brewing alcohol during the fermentation process. And the brewery Urakasumi is situated in the northeast of the main island of Japan, in the prefecture of Miyagi. So it's about 300 kilometers north of Tokyo at the Pacific coast. So the brewery is about 300 years old and is run by the family of Saura, now in the 13th generation. The brewery concentrates a lot on working with native or indigenous rice varieties, like in this case, the Kuranohana rice, and takes its spring water for brewing the sake from the city of Shiogama, where also the brewery is situated. So concerning the name of the sake, the 12 refers to the detection of the sake yeast number 12, which was found in the 1970s by the former Tuji, the master brewer, Juichi Hirano, who worked more than 60 years for the Urakasumi brewery and sadly passed away 5 years ago. Concerning the flavor and the taste and also looks of the sake, as you can see, it's a very clear sake with a light color and a low viscosity due to its 15% of alcohol. In the nose, you get a lot of freshly cut grass, hints of hay, also a little bit of grounded nutmeg. You also have some herbal kind of bronzed fennel to it, light white blossoms. And on the palate, you have this very nice balanced sweetness and acidity up front, then a very fine bitterness and a very delicate umami finish. So all in all, like a juicy Gallia melon, imagine a juicy Gallia melon biting right into it, very juicy, very fruity, also some freshly peeled lychees. Then you can find pear and hints of cucumber. All these aromas also indicate a little bit longer and lower temperature fermentation. The sake itself has a polishing rate of 55%, so almost half of the rice grain was taken away or polished before the fermentation. And together with the 15% of alcohol, it really lets the sake appear a little bit more bold, a little bit more full-bodied, with a dense structure, but yet with a fine embedded acidity and a quite long aftertaste. Concerning the dish, I chose a more fat ingredient for pairing with the Urakasumi 12. An eel, actually one of the first fishings of this season in March from the Stechlinsee in Brandenburg. And I also had the idea to let the seasons of the ingredients overlap a little bit. So the fading season of the salsify, of the black salsify, and the beginning season of the rhubarb. So the main ingredient, the eel, was just slightly brushed with maple syrup and then shortly seared in a pan with a little bit of rapeseed oil to caramelize and to go very well along with a smoky aroma of the eel. The black salsify was cooked to a tender texture and then just shortly salted in a pot with a knob of butter and a pinch of salt. The black salsify has itself a very nice vegetal and earthy aromatic profile and really absorbs the flavor of the eel and really creates a symbiosis with the fish. The miso butter itself is made from light miso paste with brown butter, also a little bit of heavy cream, and it really puts out the intense umami taste of the miso really creates a nice silky creamy texture and some nutty flavors that are also a little bit supported by sprinkles of Japanese panko crumbs. A very important part in the dish is also the salad, the nashi, pear and rhubarb salad. So just thinly cut into brunoise, then marinated overnight to absorb the flavors of rice vinegar and fresh rhubarb juice. And this component really gives the dish the necessary freshness, the acidity, and the light crisp to really lower the intensity of the other ingredients and to balance everything out quite nicely. It always reminds me also of taking fresh rhubarb, also putting it in a pot of sugar and just biting it right away. So this is a very important part in the dish as well. Speaking about the pairing of both the sake and the dish, the Urakasumi 12 for me has a great intensity, but yet with a nice, fresh and elegant touch to it. Super delicate and a well-embedded acidity, like I mentioned. And this acidity needs to be pushed a little bit forward, needs to be emphasized. In one case, I'm using a burgundy glass in this case to pair the sake together with the eel. Like my sommelier teacher used to say, sake is a beverage that is brewed like beer and enjoyed like wine. So in this case, the burgundy glass. So the shape, the air that lets foremost the sake to express its full flavor profile and also to concentrate the aromas, but on the same side also express the freshness and the slight fruit that comes with it. The second point is I'm serving it at 10 degrees, so the Hanahi temperature, meaning blossom cold, to also stress a little bit the acidity. So the sake appears a little bit more clearer, fresher. The alcohol is leaning more towards the sweeter side. You also have, the sake appears a little bit more tender, a little bit more tense, again with this gentle bitterness and the fruit coming through. Sake has a acidity. About
1 minute left.
20% of wine. So this acidity is also very important to cope with the more intense flavors of the other ingredients besides the salad. So on one hand, you have the texture of the eel, you have the creaminess, the rich creaminess of the miso, and also the miso with the brown butter create a very nice condiment and saltiness that pushes on one side the umami of the Urakasumi 12, and on the other hand, you have the acidity of the salad, like the combination of rhubarb and nashi, together with the fresh and more fruit-driven aspects of the sake, and they can compete and cut through that luscious fat eel and the more stronger elements to balance everything out nicely and create a very well balanced and flavorful pairing experience. So in this spirit, I would like to thank you for listening and say kanpai to all of you.
Perfect in time. Thank you so much. So we continue with Kevin Wüthrich from Restaurant Dampfschiff in Thun, Switzerland, which is halfway between Zurich and Geneva, near to Bern. Kevin is the chef de cuisine and is known for his creative skills. Kevin Wüthrich was drawn for the sake enchosoku. For this, he submitted the dish carrot, pumpkin, salmon, hemp. So now it's your turn, Kevin. You have 7 minutes time, starting right now.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kevin Wüthrich. I work in Restaurant Dampfschiff in Switzerland. My sake is enchosoku. Here. The of the sake. Ingredients were water, rice, and kochi rice. This is a Niski rice. The policy degree is 60%. Prefecture is in Kyoto, category in Mumbai. Our is Fushiko, founded in 1902. It's a very small brewery. Especially for sake, 2002, the school was launched with the aim of the brewing and sake reflects attentively blue clean sky. The water, the clean spring water draws from naturally in space. Fushimi and sparkly soft. This is also reflecting sake again and made it clear. the nose. Notes bitter almond, banana, rice, like tomato and vanilla. To palate. Like acidity in interaction with fruit, sweet interaction, fruit and elegant, light notes, flow and bounce. Spicy notes, minerally with saltiness. Very round, elegant sake that keeps it beautiful in the palate to the finish of honey, soya sauce, and spicy caramelized. The 50.5% alcohol is nicely integrated, ideal for drinking temperature 13 degrees in white wine glass. For the production, the basic products are most important. The uplift to sake of course. That's right side to the work with salmon pumpkin. That's also very important in Japan. All used ingredients come from Switzerland. The salmon and the half-roe raisin, the carrots and the pumpkins from the garden, mango, ginger from the tropical house in fruiting, and the grapes too. The description of court: carrot, pumpkin, salmon, and ham. This dish with a roller coaster of taste, worlds, and temperatures and textures. Carrots are cooked in the oven and coated with a honey of carrots, juice, and served. I made spicy brew from carrot, ginger, and pumpkin. Raw carrots and mango bring extra texture to the dish. The salmon comes made of hemp and it's smoked with hemp leaves. It tastes greasy. The pumpkin is made a little chili sweet, sour, and tastes creamy with acai and fruit chili. Mango, fir texture, and acai dry mango and sticky texture will long stay on the palate. Hemp seed miso, salmon caviar brings umami and saltiness to the dish. Salmon caviar makes all the mouth and relates idiotically to the crunchy elements of pumpkin seed and hemp peanuts. You always have an exciting feeling. This is clothed by the enough oil of pumpkin seeds, hemp seed, and the flowery flower syrup. The various baby herbs bring a floral elegance and essential power. Reason for sake pairing: the cacao sweet harmonized with the fruit sweet extra, replaced by sharpness of the ginger and freshness of the sauce. The palate opens up to the floor's herbs. The essential oils of the herbs on the line, the gas of the fine sake, the green mango, and the sweet sour pumpkin bring into play, throughout with the sake unfused fruit and fresh. The sake will keep up with the ginger darkness of the pumpkin and this sweet face it. The whole carrot pieces also have an exciting effect of the sake. With different temperature, reveals umami and more acidity. The cacao also so sweet with cold sake to the plate for long. The raw carrot and mango pieces bring variety of the mouth. Once a bit, once a little acid. This makes the sake look even more exciting because I can show such different faces. The salmon here, the hemp has a little effect. To high alcohol content, expected
1 minute left.
And the fat taste of the salmon and enormous greenness. The small ripe mango pieces extend things to the sake even or longer. Campaign.
Dear Kevin, thank you very much. Unfortunately, the connection was rather rustic, but okay, that's how the that may happen. So the fifth candidate is Benjamin Zimmerling, who will be presenting as next one. Benjamin Zimmerling from the Dachstein resort in the so-called Salzkammergut, a well-known tourism region near to Salzburg in Austria. Regionality is the philosophy of the hotel as well as of the restaurant. Benjamin Zimmerling was drawn for the sake Katsuyama Lai, and for this he submitted the dish beef shoulder, mustard, celery, and demi-glace. Now it's your turn, Benjamin. You have 7 minutes time starting right now.
All right, thank you, Per, for the introduction. Thank you so much for this great competition right now. And wow, it's amazing for the colleagues. I'm really hungry right now, but I want to explain you a little bit about my Katsuyama and also my dish. Katsuyama is a really, really old kura, so it means brewery. It's over 300 years now, and it was created in 1688. It's in the central of Japan. It's in the prefecture of Miyagi, in the city of Sendai. So it means it's a Nihonshu. It was founded and it was exclusively produced for the one and only samurai Tate Masamune. And it shows today also his armor, black armor with his head on the bottle. Because Katsuyama is so famous, or the translation about its Mount Victory, and the history shows victory with the Doji master of Haitsu Isawa. So thank you to be here. They produce only high quality sake, Chunmai Ginjo, Chunmai Dai Ginjo, and the important thing, a really modern kochi room, and they produce only 1 tank per week. So now about lei. Lei is translated for wagtail. It's a scared creature in the Japanese mythology, and it's a messenger of gods. And they produce it with the rice variety of Hitomobore, which is translate love at the first sight. And I'm also in love with the first drinking of it. They only produce it in the prefecture of Miyagi, and the rice bring a soft and fluffy texture in the sake. With the combination of the semi-boi of 55%, so the polishing rate means it's a Junmai Ginjo, a premium sake. So it means 45% of the sake rice is polishing away. With the combination of the Miyagi Kobo, which also known from Maxi, it's the yeast as known as number 12, which is created in 1965. It's perfect for fermenting in a low temperature to produce fine and complex sake. For the sake, it's star bright with some golden reflexes. In the nose, it's amazing. It's aromatic intense of ripe tropical fruits, remind on muskmelon, papaya, banana, and also a hint of tree fruit, which remind on pear and quince confit. On the palate, again, amazing, with a light body, with just only 12% of alcohol, ABV, which is low for sake. We have a light sweetness, which is really well balanced with the amino acid and the soft texture of the sake because of the water from the region, the kobo, and also the rice variety. Umami is on the palate. It makes a lot of pressure, and it shows this wonderful sake. The fruit confirms on the palate this tropical ripe fruit and shows his high complexity, long finish, and shows his high quality. Because Miyagi, or the city Sendai, is not just only famous for culture or culinary of sake, it's also famous for beef. And so
my food today, my recommendation is a beef shoulder from Austria, traditional Austrian food, and it's home cooking. You see on the picture. On the top, we have a mustard salt crust, which is a little bit salty and spicy. The meat for itself, it was poached 18 hours sous vide. In the bag, there's also a high intense beef broth. On the side, we have a celery mousseline with an earthy and creamy texture and constructor. Then we have now a demi-glace. It was finished with a little bit butter for the consistency. We have also some rosemary for the spiciness, and also a hint of katsuyamale to make a great pairing. On the side, we have a dehydrated celery chip for the texture, and on the top, we have a baby carrot, which is salted with vanilla and brown butter. So the combination why it's amazing for this pairing. The vanilla, the baby carrot with vanilla taste and a little bit sugar pairs perfectly with the acidity of the sake. The earthy flavor and the earthy texture of the celery mousseline with the bearing of the tropical fruits of the sake rise up the complexity of this course. And of course, we need, with the beef shoulder, some structure and umami. We have a really great pairing together with this amazing sake. For the beef broth, it was for the beef shoulder, it was 18 hours at 15.3 degrees, just to know. So the traditional sake was paired in a choco, but for this course, I would like to serve you in a small, thin glass, about 10 degrees. You already know, Hannah, heat temperature.
1 minute left.
Thank you, which is really amazing. Or if we change a little bit the course without the mustard and we create the beef shoulder, I would rise up the temperature of the sake about 35 degrees. We call it Hitohaba Kan, to make a good complexity with a little bit more body of the sake and more structure for the food combination. So I'm hungry right now with my colleagues. I hope you are also hungry right now. Thank you so much for listening for my pairing. I wish you all the best. Arigato gozaimasu, and also kanpai.
Thank you so much. Also to you, Benjamin. Now the jury is leaving the room, going to a separate private room to discuss these fantastic pairings. And we will have the webinar now. Stefan will take over now, and let's go.
Yeah, also hello from my side. We now have the chance to listen to a lecture by Mr. Utsunomiya from the JSS, and we're just waiting for him to pop in, and there he is.
Thank you.
Yes, please, Mr. Utsunomiya.
Okay, I want to share my my PowerPoint. Can you see?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay. Today, I will be talking about some knowledge and tips for sake pairing. I used to work at National Research Institute, where I was researching the taste and aroma of sake. This is the sake flavor wheel I developed 2006 for describing the flavors of sake. I mapped out 86 terms that are found in sake. Aroma terms include fruity and floral characteristics in ginjo sake, grassy, nutty aroma, aroma characteristics in namazake and tarazake, grainy and koji characteristics in junmai sake, caramel and burnt characteristics of aged sake, koshu. In terms of taste, umami is a unique element of sake. Sake contains 5 times more amino acids than wine. These amino acids are the result of the breakdown of rice protein by koji enzyme. Nowadays, umami has become popular around the world. One of the typical characteristics of sake unique to other alcoholic beverage, it contains many umami compounds. Here, the beautiful picture is koji. Koji is cultivated fungi on the rice. Koji filament looks like cotton candy. Koji produces amylase that digest starch to sugar and protease that break down rice protein to amino acid. Koji is also used to make soy sauce and miso. Koji is the essential microorganism in Japanese cuisine. When the glutamic acid is combined with inosinic acid, it creates a synergistic effect that results in a strong umami taste. There is about 20 milligrams of glutamic acid in 100 milliliter sake. This is about the same amount as in kombu dashi, kombu stock, used in Japanese dishes. When the glutamic acid in sake is combined with the inosinic acid in seafood, the result is umami that is several times greater than the original. This is a unique enhanced effect of sake and food pairing. Oh, by the way, here are a simplest pairing, sake and salt. In Japan, sometimes salt is served along with sake in a mass square wooden measure cup. A small amount of salt brings out umami and sweetness from sake. Even if the food itself has a strong saltiness, the sweetness and umami of sake will relieve it. Please give this pairing a try. You may have thought that sake is better than wine for seafood. There is a scientific reason for this. Seafood contains fish oils, DHA or EPA, a kind of high unsaturated fatty acids. They are famous for healthy oil. But this oil, this DHA or EPA, is not suitable. A part of the fatty acid quickly changes to lipids peroxides. The iron and the sulfur dioxide react with lipid peroxides to produce unpleasant fishy smell. The main compound is heptadienyl, a kind of aldehyde. A researcher in my laboratory analyzed the formation of the aldehyde. The figure shows the amount of aldehyde produced in wine and sake before and after DHA addition. Sake ABC produces less amount of aldehyde than wine A, B, and C. You will have a question. Why wine D doesn't produce aldehyde? Wine D is sulfate-free wine. This phenomenon is caused by sulfur dioxide in the wine. Sake does not contain any sulfites because they are not added during the making process. I hope you will enjoy the combination of oysters and sake. Next, cheese is one of the sake's best friends. When you taste cheese with junmai sake, you can really appreciate the flavor of the cheese. Cheese contains a lot of amino acids broken down from milk protein. And cheese has a fermented aroma derived from lactic acid bacilli and mold. Furthermore, it is also salty. Cheese has many elements to contribute to good pairing with sake. While wine washes away the flavor of cheese, sake tends to keep the flavor on the tongue. The analysis data using a taste sensor showed the combination of cheese and sake is stronger in umami than cheese and wine. While wine washes away the flavor of cheese, sake tends to keep the flavor on the tongue. This is because sake contains only 1/5 as much organic acid as wine. The conclusion. Sake supports the umami of cheese. Wine refreshes the rich taste of cheese. Sake can be changed and enjoyed as serving temperature. Warm sake, kanzake, will increase sweetness and umami than the cold. Kansake, warm sake, can melt and expel animal fat according to its warm temperature. For example, prosciutto tastes better with warm sake. Finally, let me talk about the effect of herbs and spices. Washoku, Japanese cuisine, uses few herbs or spices, mainly ginger, shoga, sansho, shiso, and wasabi are used. However, I have found that using Western or Oriental herbs in the dish has positive effect on sake pairing. Fennel has an excellent sweet aroma similar to that of fresh unpasteurized sake and sparkling sake. I think flavors in coriander and apple mint will also connect sake and food. Star anise and cinnamon work well with aged sake. Koshu. The addition of spices create layers of aroma. Okay, my session is over. We JSS have our website, Facebook page, and YouTube channel. The new website will be open in April. The last Instagram, @sake pairing, has been my account since last March. Around that time, a pandemic spread globally, and I wondered that people would forget about sake. So I started Instagram to inform joy of sake. Thank you for keeping love to sake. Please work together to develop a new future for sake and food. Thank you.
So thank you to Mr. Utsunomiya, and thank you very much. We are now have some time left till we will get the final results. And I'm pleased to introduce you to Mr. Kevin Lebis from the Dasai Brewery in Yamaguchi. And please, Kevin, the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. It's a great evening. Of course, many of you may already know our sake, Dasai, as I was looking at the statistics of the Japanese customs, and Dasai now represents about 20% of the total Japanese sake exports. So many of you might already know us. I'd like to talk a little bit about us, the producer. Stefan, please. So we are Asahi Shuzo, the producer of Dasai, and we are quite unique in the sake making industry, as we are specialized into only making one sake, Dasai. And if we were to put it simply, Dasai is Junmai Daiginjo, made only from Yamada Nishiki rice. Of course, you already know what's Junmai Daiginjo, and Yamada Nishiki is often called the king of sake rice. We use it as we believe that it's the best rice available to us to bring forth a great sake to the world. And moreover, you got to know that Junmai Daiginjo and Yamada Nishiki, the birth of those two concepts is rather young. It's less than 100 years old. So you could say that Dasai is a modern sake, but you would be wrong. The fact is, we strongly believe that the tradition of sake making, sake crafting, is continuous improvements, day-to-day improvements on the sake crafting, and thorough modernization of the craft. The fact is, we make our sake throughout the year, all year round, as opposed to only in winter. And we craft it in very small tanks of about 5 kiloliters. And we have about 300 tanks of it. So it means that in 1 year, we craft about 300 times Dasai sake, which represents about 200-300 years of sake crafting for a typical producer. On those tanks, we thoroughly collect data, analyze it, share it among all the staff. We are amateurs making a great sake. So that's how we improve our craft every day, in the hope to bring you a great sake. And today, special thanks to Frau Marie-Hélène Krebs. You had a great grasp on what was Dasai about, right? That was great. The pairing is great as well. So I'm honored to give you the brewery trophy. I hope you like it. Please remember you are always welcome to visit us, and I hope I will be welcome. To try this pairing myself. Anyway, that was great. Thank you very much, and I give the baton to you back, Stefan.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Kevin, for handing over the special trophy. And now I'd like to welcome Richie Horton, who is here for us to talk about the Enta Sake Soku. So Richie, welcome, and the stage is yours.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm actually here as a representative of Enta Sake and our partner brewery Soku. Soku is actually a very, very small brewery, probably actually the smallest brewery I have ever visited, based in Fushimi, Kyoto district in Japan. Very important that Fushimi is actually perceived by the Japanese as one of the most beautiful and soft water sources in all of Japan, and that's the opinion of why Fujioka-san thinks his sake has a very smooth and silky texture. Fujioka-san started or restarted the brewery around 2002 and took over the brewery from the tradition of his father, who had it in the early 1900s. And like many sake breweries, was brewing Futushu, kind of a lower grade sake. And Fujioka wanted to commit to bring his family name and his tradition of sake to a very, very high level. I think in comparison to maybe some of the other breweries today, again, it's very small. I would call it a boutique brewery. He has, I think he just added an extra tank, so 5 or 6 tanks, which he rotates over the season. So only about 30 actual brews, over the winter period. So very small, and depending on the season, himself and 2 to 3 other employees, where he is in control of every step of the way. So very artisanal, very hands-on, and very particular. Everyone here has tasted Soku. It's pasteurized, but I like to say it's slightly pasteurized, because the way he does everything is very much, let's say, low tech and very sensitive. And the beautiful bottle that you see right now is actually pasteurized in 1.8s and then poured into this later. So you have a bit of oxidation. So all this comes into his own very, very beautiful style of sake. I like to explain it as this is like stepping from his rice fields straight into the brewery. You have the grain and the texture, the terroir of his rice, and the temperament and the sensitivity and the humor of Fujioka-san, being both Kuromoto owner and Toji brewmaster. So I think that's very important for the whole style. And I think today I'm also giving the award for the pairing notes to my German is not so good. Kevin Wuthrich. So congratulations on this brewery trophy, and very proud for all of you to taste Soku. After 20 years of being in sake, it's just an incredible sake every time I drink it. So welcome to the world of sake, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you very much, Rich, for being with us.
Thank you.
And looking forward to what you're doing with all these technical things.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not in my sake shop today. I'm in my music studio because it's my I have two lives.
Yeah, looking forward to listen to that track or album. And thank you for being here with us.
Thank you very much.
And now we're switching to Mr. Heiso from the Katsuyama Brewery, and he also is presenting us some informations about his fantastic brewery. So please enjoy.
Hello, I'm Heizo Isawa, the owner of Katsuyama Brewery. Katsuyama is located in Miyagi Prefecture, the northeastern part of Japan. We are a small boutique sake brewery and specialize in high-end premium sake with an all-juma style. We also own a cooking school for professional chefs, as well as Japanese restaurant, Italian restaurant, and banquet halls in our city. I strongly believe that the sake and food pairing is a key to the development of sake in the world. Thus, today, I feel so honored to be the part of this competition. And I got a lot of inspiration from you all. Thank you.
So that was quick, Mr. Isawa, but thank you very much. And so next waiting in line is from Ishikawa, and I'm pleased to welcome Mr. Yoshida. And please, Mr. Yoshida, tell us a little bit about your Tedorigawa brewery.
Hello, my name is Yasuyuki Yoshida. I'm a seventh generation of this brewer. My brewer is just started 1870. So last year was a 150th anniversary. I'm going to talk about my brewer a little bit. My brewery is located near Mount Hakusan in the middle of rice field. Please next. This rice field has a stony soil. Please next. That's why I'm feeling this field rice contains high minerals. Please next. My brewer water is 100 years. It took 100 years from the mountain to my brewery. During these 100 years, water absorbs soil minerals. So my brewer water is a little bit hard in Japan. Water is the most important mineral of sake, I think. Go next. Also, this area has a lot of snow. Please, next. This cold climate is good for controlling fermentation, especially Yamaha type of sake. Yamaha is a natural type of sake. My brewery has been good at brewing sake with Yamaha style from a long time ago. Yes, thank you for Maximilian. Your presentation is perfect. I really surprised. Also, thank you for pairing with local sake and local cuisine. Salt fish is very good. Yeah, we always eat salt fish. Thank you.
And I'm sorry, because Mr. Isawa was that quick, we missed to give the brewery trophy to Benjamin Zimmerling, and Mr. Isawa, I would like to do that for you quickly. So thank you, Benjamin, for your presentation, and yes, please enjoy the 12 bottles of Katsuyama Lai with your guests. And now we will talk to Mr. Champagne, and Benoit, welcome. Good to see you. You are from the brewery Urakasumi, and please tell us a little bit about your wonderful Urakasumi number 12.
Yes, so actually I think we've got the perfect presentation from Mr. Paul Valentin Fröhling already. But first of all, yes, thank you very much for putting on this event. Without the participation of all the chefs, all the sommeliers, I think this would not be possible. So a great thanks to everyone. Urakasumi is located in Miyagi, same as Katsuyama. And we specialize especially in the Miyagi terroir and sake that pair well with food. So in Japanese, we usually say nomiyakinai, which means never get tired of drinking. So you can go all through the dish without any tiredness and just enjoy the whole bottle all at once. So I think I have some pictures. I don't know if they're, yes, okay. So here is just to bring a little bit the atmosphere of the brewery. So on top left, you have our president, 13th generation, holding the signature product called Urakasumi Zen. That's on sale for 50 years now. You have the two Tojis on the bottom left, who are specialized into both the Ginjo styles or the Junmai styles. On the top right, you have the infamous Shiogama Temple, which is 1,000 years of history. It's a major religious center. So all the cultural aspects of sake is really linked with the Japanese Shinto religion. And so this shrine is one of the symbol of this. And as you can see, the whole brewing process of Urakasumi is quite traditional, but we get into really modern designs and flavors for the sake. So number 12 is one clear example that we can see. Is a sake that first was brewed 2 years ago using a very, very famous yeast, the Urakasumi number 12, to enhance flavors that you normally never see in sake. So that was one of our main goals. So very, very quick presentation, but I would like to jump now for the brewery trophy. So for Paul Valentin Fröhling. So really interesting presentation. I think I learned myself about my own sake. So thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. And I hope you can continue to help us promote the sake culture in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, all around Europe. Thank you very much for everything.
So great. Thank you very much. And I already noticed that the judges are coming back. Great, Alex, good to see you back, and all the other ones are coming in as well. So that brings me to the conclusion that there's a decision is made, and please.
So we are back. So hopefully all the judges are already here. I don't see them in the moment. We left our secret room, so we had now the 25 minutes or 20 minutes time to put our figures together, to discuss it, to make some, the decisions were given by the numbers. And honestly, I have to say, it was fantastic to see these presentations, to listen to the dishes, to listen to the description of the sake and the pairings and how it works. So really amazing. And what's really highly interesting, so completely different. So we can definitely see how sake gained this place or has its place in the cuisine or in the restaurants, in the bistros, in the German-speaking part. And honestly, I'm so looking forward to taste one or another combination in the restaurants, and hopefully most of them or all of them will come on the list or come on the menu and basically are open to taste for public once we can come in. So I have the figures here with me. So I will start straight away. The tension, I think, is a good one for everybody who participated. And so 5th place, I have to say, was or is came out Kevin Wittrich from Switzerland, as we could only judge and what we understood. We loved the dish by reading about it and your explanation about the sake and how it works on the sheet, but unfortunately it was not working out perfectly on the audio. So some of us could understood some parts of it or some bits of it. So, but amazing, the carrot, pumpkin, salmon, and ham in combination with the enter sake soku, chumai. So I know that not everybody can read what we're having in front of us, but amazing dish. And unfortunately, the connection was not the best one, I have to say. So unfortunately, but top performance and top dish, and you really had thought about it and put your energy in, and it was really, really amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we like I said, we couldn't make it easy for us. So we have ex aequo 3rd place. So we're having 2 top performances on the 3rd place. What we could not really decide, or what we saw came out on the same place. And I make it very quick, not to go too long on. We're having 1 from Austria, 1 from Germany. And ex aequo on place number 3, or the 3rd place, is the beef shoulder mustard celery in demi-glace. So Benjamin, top. And as well, the seared smoked eel sautéed black salsify nashi pear rhubarb. I love the nashi pear and the rhubarb from Paul Valentin Fröhling. So thank you very much for explanation. Ex aequo on the 3rd place, and you're getting the brewery trophy, 12 bottles of sake. And I really, really, really would love everybody of us to see these dishes on the card, on the menu. We had even like one of us tasted yesterday or the days straight away the mustard with the sake, because he couldn't believe that it works actually out, and it worked perfectly out. And yeah, really nice, top performances. And like I said, the level was incredibly high. We got some really explanations about the history, mouth-watering, how you work on the table, how you would put it in combination with the dishes. Really fantastic. So now we come to place number 1. So the winner is, afterwards it's come the 2nd place. So we goes now with the winner is, and the 1st place goes to, and it was a really top performance and really very nice performed, and it was very, very, very close, we have to say. And it's Obergurgel, it's Maximilian Steiner. He's the winner. You can hear the crowd is cheering. Terikogawa Yoshida Gura with swordfish, cucumber, pure pinot, broad bean, and miso glass. Amazing combination. And I will hand over the words. Please, I'm on quiet for a second.
Yeah, thank you, first of all. I'm very honored to win this competition. I think it was, especially during these pandemic times, it was quite good to have at least a possibility to compete or to do something. And now I think we have seen 5 perfect presentations, but at some point, some decisions must be made. And I'm honored to represent Yoshidagura with our swordfish pairing, and we are more than welcome to welcome you soon in Obergurgl and to taste it not just via internet or via Zoom, but more or less in our restaurant paired with the sake and the dish together. Thank you.
Please, Mr. Utsunomiya, if you want to say some words, and I think the colleagues, Per, Annemarie, and Aurélien will join as well for a second.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the pairing. You have done a lot of research into both sake and food. It was very encouraging. Thank you.
In the name of the three sommelier associations, we are very happy to give you the title Master of Sake Pairing 2021. And congratulations, Maximilian Steiner. It was really a great job. It was fantastic. So thank you so much. So it's Sommelier Union Austria, it's Deutsch-Schweizer Sommelierverband, Aurélien Blanc is also here, Annemarie Vordel is here, and for sure also the German Sommelier Association giving this prize. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winner. We are so really first contest and from Austria. Max, you did so great. Congratulations, and I think you're going to have a great future. And really a good role model for everyone. Thank you for great job. Superb.
Aurélien, do you also want to speak a few words?
Yes, thank you for leaving me a few words. What I would like to say is, first of all, congratulations to all the finalists and all that I did not see last time. I think it's always impressive to see how much empowerment, how much skill and patience are behind all this preparation. So, I mean, the winner is quite from a high level, and he did it. Switzerland was very happy to be invited to the Sommelier Union from Germany and from the Japanese Sake Shoe and Maker Association. So, especially thanks to Madame Bruno Müller. I think it was a challenge in 3 countries. This time was Switzerland in final. It was the first step, and next time we will win. Thank you.
Super. Thanks so much. So Maximilian, congratulations again here from Salzburg. And it's really fantastic to see that 3 sommelier unions are working together and having signed a certificate, and I really love it. I really love it. So last but not least, like I said, it was very, very close, very close. Marie-Helen Krebs, second place with your carabiniero, with the bisque, kimchi, rice cream, and coriander. And I love the dish. And honestly, I love the sake. I have it here in the glass. So I have the Dasai 45 in the glass. And we really enjoyed your description and your dish and how you explained the sake. Sorry, the sake. But as I said, it was close and somebody has to win it. You are the runner-up, second place, and thank you so much for the combination. And still, I'm flashed about it. Please, Marielle.
So thank you very much. It was, for me, it was a great chance to have in this mandatory break, to have the chance to taste new sake and to create new combinations with my head chef, Christoph Reiner. And it was just a wonderful experience time. Thank you to the organization, to all the people who are behind for this wonderful competition, to the members of the jury, and also to congratulate to all my colleagues, because I think it was just wonderful to have this chance to experience more with food and sake. And for me, it's I think we will do a little bit more than before. And it was, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Helen. It was a very nice sake pairings combination. It's also that in the Vorrunde is the Runde is very nice, and now it's also the mouth-watering, and then with citrus aromatic, and so this crustacean and sweetness, and then the fruity sake. It was very nice. And therefore, I would like to give the prize. Yeah, you can learn more and more. You have already so WSET level 3 sake. You have very good achievement, but now you must learn more and more. And I'm very, very honored to give you the prize, and yeah, show you again in the Schloss Elmau. And you are not anymore nervous.
So thank you so much. It's a great pleasure to have this second prize, because this is what I'm dying for, to make the next step for the next learning session. So thank you very much.
So thanks everybody. Before I giving now the word over to Per, I only want to tell all the participants from the first round that we will send something out, because some questions arose about what could we do better, how to work on it, and we wrote it together for us, and as well we will say the first 30 places who went in the first round, so everybody can see where it is and what to work on, and something will be sent to you by mail. And yeah, for me myself, thank you so much. It was an honor to be in this panel and in this jury. It was amazing. I give now over to Per, and I grab a glass, I grab a bottle of sake, and see you in a few seconds in the farewell meeting afterwards. Okay, bye. Per, please.
Thank you so much for passing over the word, Alexander. Yeah, it was really fantastic. A huge lot of work, but the most work behind it, or the initial work behind it, is done by the sake brewers. So a big, big, big thank you to all the sake brewers producing these fantastic beverages, these fantastic sake. Please raise the hand for the sake brewers. Thank you. Then also a big thank you to JSS, to Mr. Utsunomiya for allowing us to do this contest here in Europe. It was fantastic, a great cooperation. Thank you to the Sake Embassy. Thank you to Ueno Gourmet and the Sake and Social Academy, all the team of your company, which did a fantastic job in the background. Thank you also again for the jury, for having these hard hours of work, mouth-watering hours of work. So I'm just getting a mouth-watering again. Please all switch on the cameras if possible, so that we can cheer together and say hello and congratulate the winners all over Europe. Thank you so much, and see you very, very soon and healthy. Thank you. Stefan wollte noch, you want to put in a last slide?
No, it's afterwards, I thought. Or what what is missing?
The credit logos.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much to all. The candidates and the jury has received another link for a farewell meeting so that we can discuss a little bit more. See you there in a while, in a few minutes, so that we can raise the glass together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
See you.
Thank you again. Bye.